everybody. Thank you for joining us for Wake Up Charlotte to Go. I'm Sarah French. Let's send it over to Larry Sprinkle for a look at your forecast on this Friday. Hey, Larry.
Hey, good morning. Looking good out there. Rock Hill, South Carolina, from our Mr. Sparky Carolina Camera Network. All fair with the clouds there in Rock Hill. And we take a look. Lake Norman looking good out there. It'll be a nice day on the lake, especially this afternoon. Temperature trend tomorrow. Yep, here we go. It's going to be hot and humid. We're back into the low 80s on Sunday. Then next week, back to more typical temperatures. Into the Gulf of Mexico. Keep an eye on the storm system. Getting a lot more active with that radar just south of New Orleans. You can see the circulation right in there. The system will track and move towards the Carolinas over the next 24 to 48 hours. Eventually, as we get into maybe late Sunday into Monday, we start to see some very heavy rainfall. That's Sunday night, 8 o'clock. You can see heavy rain around Lancaster and South Carolina. That's all south of Charlotte, then moves off to the east. So we got the potential for some very heavy rain. It's probably late Sunday night into Monday. Then we can still see a couple showers as we get into late next week. Here it is, hour by hour. We're in the low 90s this afternoon. By 8 o'clock tonight, mid 80s. And notice we'll be in the upper 70s around midnight tonight as we check your 7-day forecast through the weekend and beyond. Today, near 90, 91 degrees, low to mid 90s tomorrow. The difference tomorrow is the high humidity. The comfort level goes down. Clouds around on Sunday morning, the better time of day. Could be some showers and a few storms in the afternoon. Heavier rainfall on Monday morning. Could be some storms on Tuesday. Then we level things off to the low to mid 80s Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And that's your first one forecast, Sarah.
Larry, thank you. Now to today's top stories in your morning rush. North Carolina's Board of Education approving new guidelines for social studies teachers.
Good Friday morning. Yesterday, the North Carolina Board of Education voted on guidelines for social studies classes. It gives teachers those guidelines on what they can teach as far as social studies are concerned. Now, it's up to each school district and teachers in the classrooms to make the ultimate decision, but these are just guidelines. This will all start coming this fall.
I'm Tracy Potts. With all but 14 Republicans supporting Juneteenth, there are no questions, but the compromise is in the air in Washington. The president signed that into law. But what's going on with infrastructure and voting rights? Both of those in the process of compromise. We could see some test votes on voting rights coming up on Tuesday. Joe Manchin, who's the one Democrat who said he won't vote for the Democrats' plan, has come up with a compromise that voting rights advocate Stacey Abrams is supporting.
The CDC calling an emergency meeting about a possible heart condition linked to the vaccine in young adults. Early data revealed a higher than expected number of cases of heart inflammation among 12 to 24-year-olds. The CDC says cases are still rare and the majority of young adults only experience mild side effects, but they will meet next week to review those cases. Starting in August, the Spectrum Center will be back at full capacity. They will host the Harlem Globetrotters, a WWE Super Show, and concerts from Michael Bublé and the band Alabama all in 1 month. The Spectrum Center says it will continue their extra cleaning measures. Masks are recommended but not required. An iconic Charlotte restaurant closing after 59 years. Price's Chicken Coop announcing that tomorrow will be their last day in business. The owner says rising costs and the labor shortage factored into that decision. Since the announcement, customers have been lined up at the restaurant to eat there one last time. It's time to connect the dots and we make the news make sense. In case you didn't already know, Father's Day is this weekend. It's a day to celebrate our dads and other father figures in our lives. But believe it or not, dads were not on board with the holiday at first.
This weekend, we get to celebrate our dads for Father's Day, but it almost didn't become a holiday. Let's connect the dots. The inspiration to honor dear old dad actually came from Mother's Day. A Washington State woman got the idea during a Mother's Day church service. She wanted to honor her father, who had raised 6 kids on his own. She got local preachers to dedicate their services to dads on her father's birthday, June 5th. Since that was so close to Mother's Day, they decided to give themselves some extra time. That's how we ended up with the 3rd Sunday in June. However, some dads were not on board. Since the day was inspired by Mother's Day, they thought it was too feminine. But word of that event began spreading and even made it all the way to the White House, where some presidents began celebrating. It still took years of convincing other lawmakers to make it official. In 1972, Congress finally passed an act officially making Father's Day a national holiday. And that's connecting the dots.
Now to some stories to keep you and your family safe and sound today. Well, don't you hate it when that free trial you signed up for ends up as a surprise bill later on? A group of senators want to change all that. They just introduced the Unsubscribe Act. It would make it harder for companies to automatically charge you for subscriptions once your free trial ends. Companies would have to notify you before sending a bill and make it easier to cancel the service. If your social skills may be a little rusty, now you can rent a friend to practice. The company Jackbox Games is offering friends for hire. You can book them for 30-minute Zoom sessions on the company's website. The group will make small talk with you in a judgment-free zone so that you'll feel less awkward once you meet up with your real friends. Make sure to watch us every morning starting at 4:30 a.m. on Wake Up Charlotte. Have a great day, everyone.